Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to the series where I'm gonna welcome back to Trophy Chronicles, where today I'll be taking a look at the awful Platinum Trophy for Plants vs. Zombies. Okay, first of all, I love Plants vs. Zombies. I genuinely want, probably one of my top 30 games of all time. Easily, I would say my favourite mobile game of all time. Not that that's a high bar, I haven't played a lot of them, and there's 90% slop, I think, on that, but this is a game I've gone back to time and time again, and every single time I go back, I love it. I played it my friend's PC or my friend's laptop when he loaned me years ago because mine broke, and I had like a little touch screen one. Playing on that was absolutely great. I've probably downloaded at least 2 or 3 separate occasions on my phone, just play through the whole thing. I've even tried to unlock some of the crazier, when it's free on mobile, they want you to spend money, so a lot of stuff are hidden behind crazy high money requirements in the game, and it unlocks so slow. But it's a game I've gone back to time and time and time again, and I love. Absolutely adore. I'm sure everyone's at least heard the name Plants vs. Zombies, but if you don't know what it is, basic tower defense. You are the plants. You are being attacked by the zombies. You will put down plants which you will be able to pay sun points to unlock, which in the daytime they'll every like 20 seconds a sun will drop. You'll use that to buy plants to shoot your enemies, flowers or sunflowers to get more sun faster. As you go on, you get more and more plants that do a variety of things like shoot ice to freeze your enemies, mushrooms to turn the enemies around on themselves, ones that will attack a bigger area, attack more, attack faster, and you'll be attacked by zombies, which will just come at you from right to left. If they get past your plants and eat them all, you lose. But if they get past your plants and eat your brains, I mean. And again, of course, as you go on, the zombies will get stronger. You'll have armored zombies. Zombies will move faster. They'll dig underground. We have to use specific things to fight against it. And it gets harder and harder, and it goes on to like night levels where you don't get natural sun. We don't get like natural sunlight, so you have to only use it with the points from the plants that you plant. And to get that stuff, then you have pool levels where you have water mechanics and specific plants that are going to be using water. Fog levels, which is kind of the same, but fog, so half the screen is blurred out. And then there's the rooftop levels where you have to plant little pots to plant your enemies, which is not hugely different, but the mechanics, again, they do vary up. There's also some mini games you unlock along the way, like a Bejeweled style one where it's like you just move them along and they'll still be shooting, they'll still be doing their stuff, but the goal is to get a certain amount of points by mixing them around. You'll have one where like the zombies have plant heads, so they're shooting you too. And you unlock some kind of puzzle modes as well. One, the eye zombie mode where you control the zombies. Still can placed by sunlight points, but you have a set amount and you can only get them by eating your opponent's sunflowers, which go down every round. We'll get to it later. We'll get to that later. And the Vase Breaker, which is it's just my favorite one. I love this mode. Again, we'll get to it later how it can let me down, but basically, I have like 15 pots, and you will break them in a very specific order or like a random order. Inside there'll be either a plant to help you, a zombie to come at the screen, or sunlight, or certain specific things as it goes on. My favorite mode. I love randomness. I love games that are based on like this kind of random style. I mean, honestly, in terms of that, there's really not much to say in terms of just the game. That I've basically summed it up. It's been what, 4 minutes? Yeah. The trophies are going to take a while, so I think for that, I might just get right into it because there's some of these. Oh, some of these are going to suck to talk about. Like I said, this has been one of the most unpleasant platinum trophies ever. 90% of it was fine, at least in terms of like the list. But who? Let's get into it. So Plants vs Zombies only has 38 trophies, so 37 and the platinum, of course. And I think for this, I'm just going to mention a bunch of them kind of randomly because every trophy in this game is kind of separated. It's one of those very random scattered trophy. It's not like beat this game, or beat this. You're not going to get one for beating every level. You're not going to get one for beating every like set of levels. You're not going to get one for beating 100 zombies, I think. So I'm not going to go over every one of them because that would take forever, but I'll just mention a few standout ones. Of course, there's the obvious ones at the start. Beat the game. Beat the game on hard mode. But then there's another one that really added a lot of hours to this game for me. Rest in peace mode. What is it? It's the game again. The difference is if you die, you go back to the start. Now, thankfully, the game lets you cheat. If you hold down the power button, just go back and just close the game from the menu, you don't have to worry about that. As, lo- uh, as long as you're quick enough, no problem. If you realize you're about to lose, just quit. It doesn't take you away, thankfully. But one, why? Every level is separated. If I beat level 1, it doesn't matter if I have like 1,000 sun points left or 0. Level 2 is completely separate. So it's going back to the start is not difficulty. It's just doing the same shit again, completely separate. If I have to fight boss 1 and then I have to fight boss 2 with the same health bar left, that's a challenge, fighting them back to back. Fighting boss 1, getting my health restored, losing, and having to fight boss 1 again is not difficulty. It's a waste of fucking time. So you have to complete this game 3 times the entire story. 50 fucking levels. The first time, I get. Makes sense. Second time is hard mode. And on hard mode, I have like this, you have like 7 plants to choose from, whatever, 6. You can unlock more in the shop as you go on, but in hard mode, you have 3 set chosen for you. Sometimes they're absolutely crap, sometimes they'll be fine, but that adds a challenge because you don't have the same freedom of choice. What size? And again, it's harder anyway. There's more zombies, there's harder zombies. It makes sense. If anything, Rest in Peace mode is the easiest one because when you're playing the story mode the first time, you only have a certain set amounts of plants and you're unlocking them as you go on. You don't have the same freedom. Same with hard mode because you have a few chosen for you. When you're going through it the third time, you have all the plants unlocked, you have extra slots unlocked, you have all the more upgraded stuff, you know how to play. It's not harder. It's, if anything, again, it's the easiest way yet. It's just a waste of time and I hate it. I will admit, I'm a little bit extra bitter because the first time playing through, while you can quit, like I said, to cancel out if you're going to lose, there's also a trophy for doing the entire thing without losing a single brain. I lost a brain. I turned the game off. I was still able to do the entire thing without going back to the start, except it counted the brain as been eaten, so I finished it, and I had to go through the game a 4th fucking time. Just to do it again without making sure not to lose a single fucking one, and that hurt. Actually, hurt even more? The pool levels, the middle point of the game, I assumed I was just locked in and just fine, and I assumed it was like, oh, this is set up fine, they're not going to get past. And I just kind of looked away for a second, and I lost. So in grand total, in just playing the game normally, I had to go through a total of at least 225 levels. Some of them were fine, some of them were quick, some of them feel like they dragged forever. Some of them, because it kind of sometimes just into like 2 or 3 sections, and you will think, okay, this has been going on for a while. Like I'm surely close to the end, and you will look and like halfway through the first segment out of 3. Sometimes it just feels like it goes on forever. Yeah. Other trophies, a lot of them are mini game related. It's like there's like 20 mini games, and I think all, if not most, of them have a specific trophy related to doing it in a very specific way. So there's one level you have to do before a certain type of zombie shows up, so you have to do it really quick. Or there's one with all like pogo stick zombies where you're not allowed to use the walnuts which block them off, so you have to really be on your game. Or there's one where you have to like put down a certain specific set of plants and you're not allowed to change them at all. And I think you start off with a certain amount and you have to end with over at least 2,000 sun left. Which means you have to be so on your game with this, and everything has to be so perfectly laid out that some of these will drive you insane. There's 2 of the puzzle related trophies as well, which one, the vase breaker one, you have to get to wave 15. I'm gonna say no, this isn't even that bad of a thing because it shouldn't be, at least. But the thing that infuriated me the most about this one, I said already, I love these, so I just played this for fun. On one of my first ever attempts, I was just playing normally, having fun, but it gets to a point, I said earlier how it let me down. There's very little variety to this. There's like 5 types of zombies you can find in the vases, 5 types of plants, and it gets to a point where it gets so repetitive and it doesn't change anything. Yeah, sometimes there's like two big zombies are harder to kill, but it just sucks because I love this. And like there are times when I'm back to this game just to try to play these. Like in the mobile version, you get like a daily bonus game. It can be this, it can be the eye zombie, the bejeweled, whatever. If it wasn't this, I was pretty much not interested. I played it some one or two of the other ones, but this is always one I look forward to. But when you get past like wave the puzzle ones, which is a very specific setup, it just the endless mode kind of sucks after a while, and I wish it didn't. I genuinely think they can make a full game out of this. And no, it's just the same thing time and time again. No variation to location, the look of it, just even the background. It's always nighttime in the same place, and it drags. So my first attempt, without even knowing that there was a trophy to get 15 waves without losing, take a wild guess what number I decided. I'm bored. I got to wave 14. And I decided, all right, let's just go nuts. Crack every vase at the same time. We'll see. I'll still try to win, but I'm stacking it against myself so much because I don't care. If I don't know, and the worst thing is that for about 2 or 3 hours the next time I went back to try it, I couldn't get past wave 6. Sometimes like 2 or 3 would kill me. 6, I just couldn't do it. The first time without even trying. 14 without any issue. Not even thinking or caring that much if I. Oh. But that pales in comparison to. I may have mentioned at the start there are two trophies in this game that really, really made this hell to do. I mean, kind of three if you want to include the whole playing through the game a third time and the rest in peace mode. That sucked, but with that you could just kind of pick away at one or two, like, oh, I do this level today, one or two today, two or three, whatever. The iZombie mode, which I mentioned earlier, where you control the zombies, and the only way to get sun is from the enemy plants. You have to get to wave 10. If you ever see people talking about this game online, about the trophies, and asking for hints or help or any kind of mercy, it's about this trophy and the next one I'm going to get to. Basically, you'll start off like 1,000 sun points. A tiny little zombie is going to die in 2 seconds, but can be useful. He'll cost 50. It'll be like 75 for the other one, 150 for some, 300 for others. And from what I've gathered, basically, you start off when you kill the enemy sunflowers, you get more sun. That's the only way to get it. In the first level, you get like 1,000 total, I think, or 600, whatever. But then the next level, like 400, then 200. It'll go down every time. It kind of loops around again after a while, but that's the issue here. You have a specific amount of sun and can get a specific amount. The zombies you want to summon have a very specific cost, but the enemies, the variety of fucking enemies, that seems to be random. Probably not completely random. I'm sure there's like a specific setup it has to be, but this trophy, I didn't even go for anything else while I was going for this because I figured, oop, battery running off. Early on, if there's any trophy in this game that's going to hold me back, it's going to be this. If I can't get this, there's no point. There's no point in getting all the rest of them and then going for this. Because if this was the last one left, I think I can't even tell you how long this took. This is one of the most standout, awful experiences of a trophy to go for I've ever experienced. And I've been playing these, going for trophies for like 15 years. I was there in the beat Zico days of Wipeout. I did some of the Call of Duties on Veteran. I did the crazy stuff that people talked about. This is one of the standouts. Because you'll do level 1 and you'll be on like, okay, I have a little bit less than I started with. Then by level 2, and I will say as well, I was doing this for something we'll get into in a while later, just to do something later on. Even you think after doing 10 waves, that when you come back to it, you'll be like, oh, at least I have to get 6 or 7. Sometimes you die in the second one or the third one. I genuinely thought that I was never going to get this. I thought if I was ever going to get this, it was going to be after they patched it, because people would complain so much. I tried finding guides online to help me, and yeah, there was some good tips there. I genuinely, at some point, thought, alright, I'm desperate. I tried asking ChatGPT, if I describe every mechanic of the game to you, can you describe step by step? The answer was no. It couldn't even figure out basic instructions, but not the point. I was desperate. Eventually, I did manage to lock my way through, and I swear, for about 3 levels in a row, my heart was pounding. I I don't know if I've ever had a bigger reaction. I was like, oh my god, finally, standing up my couch and everything. It's like it was just one of the craziest things I've ever gone for. 'Cause it's not just skill. You have to be on your game constantly. You can't make any mistakes. You can't be sending out the wrong zombie because oh I forgot that they had a star flower up there can shoot down or the triple shooter out there can just get me and then you're gone and you're fucked. The only reason I won this is because 2 times over, and again it's a type of level I probably thought if, like on one hand I can count how many times I've gotten it. Where there's these little mushroom plants, and there's also like bigger ones. One only shoot when you get really close, but the other ones were special because they only if you get too close to them they shrink down and they can't attack. So I had to plan it so perfect. Like, okay, on this lane we'll send out this one. Okay, now that one and the lane above me is crouched, so we go for that one. Then I had to get them so perfectly. These levels are the best because they cost the least amount, and there can be sunflowers too. So you get plenty of sun. I think they're like bonus levels, and they have to be because they're too perfect. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to see these. When you do see them, usually it was one. But I got 2 of these, and oh, it's what saved me. And the second I got that trophy, I knew for a fact I can do this. Everything else at that point, whatever. I suppose I could mention as well, there wasn't like endless mode trophy. You had to get to wave 40, which sucked extra for me because I got to wave 20 and thought, oh, I thought I had to get to 40. I only had to get to 20. Ah, well, let's go die. This was abysmal. This was one, it was really tough too, but after the iZombie one, what I'm going to talk about next, even something as difficult as getting to 40 waves in a game like this, which it's not it's difficult, but when you get the right setup, it's easier. But you still have to be constantly on your game because, like the walnut plant, which can block off zombies really well, so they have to like dig at it for a while, and then it'll start to crack. You can place another one on top of it. Then you have to constantly like okay, replace that one, replace that one. Oh, they ate that one, get that one. That it's doable, but relentless. You have to be constantly keeping track of every little thing, which is tough. But let's get to the final one I got. The one that drove me to some breaking points. Finish the Zen Garden. I didn't bother even mentioning it because it's not really that relevant, but as you play the game, every beat the first time you get presents, which generally give you like little pots. You put them in the garden and they'll grow up to be one of the plants in the game. It's just like a little, what's what I'm looking for? A little showcase of all those plants in the game. What's the problem with this one? There's like 40 to get. The way they drop is completely fucking random. As far as I know, the ways to get these presents to drop, if you're lucky, kill a zombie. In the plants, in the vase one, I think if you complete no, it's like in the vase breaker one, I think it's if you beat a level after level 3 or 5 or whatever, maybe it might have been 10. And in the iZombie one, I think it's beating level 3. When you eat a brain at level 3, I think it can unlock one. If you, I said if you're going to see people talking about the trophies for this game online, it's going to be two. It's going to be iZombie and this. Mostly this. If you go into any form, the first thing you're probably going to see is Zen Garden Help. Okay, so why is this? Oh my god, I didn't even think of that. I said I'd played through the story mode 4 times. No, 5. Because while it's not a perfect system, generally, you can only unlock plans in specific sets of levels. So the daytime levels have the first 10, the nighttime levels have the next 10. But when you beat the game, and if you beat the actual story of this game, it resets back to level 1 and you can't play the fucking rest of them. So if you beat the final level and you want to get the ones from the rooftop levels, you have to go through the entire game again. And since I died halfway through one of them, that's 275 levels I had to go through. Again, that's not including, because the best way to get these is just to play a certain level. I mean, to be fair, when you get like levels 5 and 10 are different levels, so they're like a bowling mini game where you just like every once in a while it'll come up on the side. Okay, now throw that. Now throw that. So it's a different kind of game, but still. And there's like a whack-a-mole one, which on oh these are awful. These are stressful as fuck. Basically, you press a point on the screen, square, hammer. Just a very different kind of game. So these are the ones that people recommend to do for this kind of one because it's faster and you're constantly killing enemies. There are people on me as well, and other you'll see many people's testimonies. You can be playing this game for 2 hours in a row, and you might be lucky to get a present. You are constantly killing zombies, and you like. I genuinely thought I was doing something wrong. I thought, okay, maybe I don't have enough slots. Maybe I've done something wrong. Maybe something's I fucked up. But no, you can just be playing this game for 2 hours and one. You might get one. You might be lucky. Of course, sometimes you're going to be playing the game, but it's like, oh, I've been playing for 10 minutes and I got two. That will happen every once in a while, but usually no. You'll be playing this game for so long, getting nothing that you will genuinely you don't. It doesn't matter how sure you are. It gets in your head, and you will question, what am I doing wrong? What did I do? What have I done? Oh, and the worst part is, you can be spending 2 or 3 hours to get a fucking one present, and then you go to the Zen garden, start watering, and not the one you want. Back to it, because there's like again, I think there's like 8 or 10 plants you can get for every specific section. So you'll be playing again for like 2 hours, get a present, not the one I want, duplicate. And the worst part is, the first batch wasn't that bad for me because you're going to get them normally as you play through the game anyway, so you're going to have a few unlocked anyway. So I think it was at a point I was like, okay, two for the first section, two for the second, four for the third, five or so for the last two. But not important how many. But the point was, the first 2 or 3 sections, I was doing well. I was happy. I thought I was doing surprisingly good. It took many hours, but I still thought I was doing good. I think overall it only took like a day, 2 days, 3 days for the first 3 sections. Then the fourth level. The minigame for the fourth level is an abomination. Considering this game has any accessibility options, I'm shocked that they even. It is one of the most like eye-straining pieces of shit levels. I can't. I can't explain how much I hate this. Doing it 3 times for the story, well, five times for me, because fuck me, I guess. I hated it. It's just, what is it? Constant. It's dark, but you can only see when lightning flashes. And you know, I wish I could express how much I hate this. Pure blackness, and then like every 2 seconds, flash, flash. You can't turn it down. You can't slow it down. Can you speed up this game? Yeah, you can. You can. They're all even at like normal speed. This level sucks, but it's the best. It's the best in terms of like this section of stuff that you can do it with. It's the best level to do. So constantly for an overly long time, I was just looking at flash, flash, flash. I fucking hate this level. I'm actually blown away that they haven't toned it down or some. How has nobody thought to tone this down? I just sometimes I literally couldn't do it because it just hurt my eyes too much. It can't be just me. I can't be the only one who looks at this and just like, no, let's not go there. Let's not get mean. Let's not talk about smacking anyone. I'd love to be able to ask what the fuck they were thinking. If I ever get to talk to anyone who worked in Plants vs Zombies, like, so this, the fuck is wrong with you? But then I got to level 5. While level 4 one, in the eye strain hurt, it didn't take too long. I think I got it out of the way in like a day or two. I think I was looking in the last level for about a week or two. I'm gonna try check really quick. One sec, one sec. The final trophy in this game I got on the 28th of January. The final one besides that, yeah, I finished Rest in Peace mode on the 16th and another one on the 18th. 10 days, I think, of my time playing this game were dedicated to one trophy. And I feel like at least half of that time, minimum, was on the last section. I needed like a corn plant and a mush or like a magnet, I think. And like sometimes you get 3 presents at the same time. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. And it's soul crushing. I cannot explain how soul crushing it is. It eats away at you. Because you'll just be there for 2 hours, nothing, and then you'll be so happy, like, finally, just one, nothing. Sometimes I'd play the eye zombie or the vase breaker because like so you can get it that way too. Or people recommend the endless mode because sometimes they drop there, but it never helped. I just had to just repeat the same level again and again. and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. And the worst thing is for the last one, there's no minigame. Because they always recommend doing the final level in a section, but if you finish the final level in this part, it resets the game. And there's no way to just repeat the levels. You have to play through the whole game again if you wanted to do it. I said it back when I talked about anything else. Every time at the end of these, I like to mention a game I might be doing next. Every time I mention Plants vs Zombies, I mention something like that about that. It was hell. It's like 10 days of constant torture and constant disappointment. I always said this was going to be a long one because I knew I had to bitch about this. iZombie was a mix of just horrible toughness, it's randomness, but only against you. It feels like if you got to get, you had to be skilled enough to know what you're doing, but also get so lucky. That's my advice to you on that one. Get lucky. Get lucky enough to have two of the ones with the long shroom things. When I got the final present and finally got the final plant in the Zen garden, I would say, just in case anyone's wondering, no, you do not have to actually. You can kind of water them, make them grow, make them upgrade too. You do not have to do that. And not only do you not have to do that, you don't even have to plant it. The second I got the present and the final one, without even looking at what it was, without even making it grow into an actual plant, I got the platinum. It was funny because I'm gonna have to do like separately thing to show how it felt. I was over there and I was just letting the game play itself because you kind of get used to it to a point where it was just a normal level, like I said, because there's no bonus level. We'll come back to the start or risking it. So I just had it playing itself. I didn't even care that much about winning because it wasn't about winning. You didn't have to win a level to get the presents. You just had to kill a zombie and hope for the best. So I was just letting it play in the back and I was like, okay, I'm done for the day. And my cat came over. I was over there petting him. He was like standing up against my chest. I was just standing over there, and he was just like, "Oh, good cat." I was just looking back every once in a while too, just to make sure. I didn't expect anything, but then I saw a present drop, and I jumped. I remember just diving across the room, grabbing the controller, like, oh. And because it's not a phone or a laptop, you kind of have to drag the analog to move down. And I thought I'm never going to catch this, so I was like, no, barely holding the controller down like that, and then, boom, platinum. And that's how it ended. I'm actually happy it ended like that because any other time it would have been like, cool, got it, great. But to have to dive across my whole room, it's like Pam on the analog stick, hoping for the best, expecting not to get anything. It was a nice way to end things. But yeah, let's get into the rankings. Fun. It has its highs. It has its highs. I love Plants vs Zombies. One of my favorite fucking games ever. Easily my favorite mobile games ever. But the constant agony of iZombie and this Zen Garden shit. A tiny chance in the course of 2 hours to maybe get a present, to maybe get one of the 1 in 10 things you need. What in the name of God were you thinking? But if there's one I do have to kind of appreciate about it, how its awfulness, it brought me back. Going into comment sections and forums and just seeing people everywhere, please help, am I doing it wrong, please help. It brought me back. It really, I mentioned Beat Zico earlier. It brought me back to that. Everyone's like trying to get this horribly difficult thing, horribly time wasting thing. It felt like a weird old school, like, this is kind of garbage in a game that makes it the thing of legend. But of fun, I have to drop it to like I don't know. But then also realizing that the Vase Breaker sucks in endless mode after 2 levels base because it's always the same shit. Mm-hmm. I'm struggling. If not with the platinum, I think for a fun factor, I'm gonna have to go as low as a 6. It could squeak out a 7, but repeating the same level 400 times is not fun. Oh, that's another thing actually. Money wise, you get money to unlock and upgrade and buy stuff in this game. At some point, even at the end of the game, the first like 1 or 2 completions, 50,000 felt like a lot. Guess how much I had by the end of this? 800,000. Also, when you kill zombies, you also get a present. You can get like money and stuff too. I think that's when I had like one of my first crash outs about it because it just hit me. 50,000 was once a lot, and through 90% this, I had like 700,000 at that point, and it just that was the first time I really just exploded at this game. Six is fair. I take it back. Six is just perfectly fine. Difficulty, I just have. Oh, the Zengarn was not difficult. The majority of the game is not difficult. Sorry. And part of it is because I've played through like many times in the past, but overall most of it is not difficult. In terms of platinum, some of the mini games are, but I think the iZombie alone has to elevate to like an 8. I think 8 is fair. It's a good balance. It could be argued a 9, but yeah, I think that's fair. The iZombie alone is a 10. Like, that is one of the most relentlessly pinpoint perfect, horribly specific, difficult, mean spirited things I've ever played. Time wise, how long did this game take me? With Ball Pit, I was at like 80 hours and I was surprised how long it was. With this one, I'm absolutely not surprised at all how long it is. Plants vs. Zombies took me a grand total of 184 hours. It was between this and games like Monopoly all at the same time. And I think I was going for like, no, it's like this, Empire of the Ants, and like Power Rangers. And like, I remember having like 2 or 3 games at the same time where there was one thing left to do, but it was all so difficult. In Empire of the Ants, it was like two specific missions that were just so difficult I couldn't figure out, and it was just pissed me off. Oh, this game was a tough one. Overall score, I think I will just we'll go with a 7. I do think the horribleness of the trophies in its own bizarre way, it does elevate it a bit. Again, it makes it a thing of legend. It's like with Final Fantasy 13's plan, we have to do the upgrade every weapon shit, which involved fight this huge giant monster, which, if you're lucky, you'll get a platinum ingot, which a 25% chance of dropping. You need about 40 of those, I think, maybe more. There's also an item you need 6 of. What are the chances of that dropping? 1%. 1. But despite how horrible it was, I hope to keep it if they do a remaster. But I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. This was I knew this was going to take a while because, in terms of like, if it was just a game, it'd probably be higher. But the platinum for this is easily one of the most relentless, horrible, time wasting, difficult things ever. I can't understand what they were thinking with the Zen Garden. Like, it got to a point. If I could have bought some of these plants for 100,000, 250,000, I would have done like 20 hours earlier, maybe 30. Think about that. Yeah, have you gone for this? If you are trying to go for this and you are struggling with the Zen Garden or the iZombie, let me know. You're not alone. Come here, come here, come here. I don't know if I've ever got more pissed off at a game. Again, like, it wasn't just hard. It wasn't like playing something like Call of Duty on Veteran was like, oh, this is tough. I have to do things right. No, I just had to be lucky, and that hurt because I'm not lucky. I'm the kind of I'm the person who's played Pokemon like who's played like 5 generations of Pokemon. I've played many of them like 5 to 10 times. I've never seen a shiny. I've never gotten a royal flush in poker. I'm not lucky, and that did not help. No, one second. I have to see something really quick. According to PSN profiles, the estimate time for this game is, on one guide, 40 hours. 50 hours on the other one. I don't know what you were smoking. How do you do this in 50 hours? I took more than 50 hours just on the fucking Zen Garden, I think. But yeah, that's all. Let me know if you're going for this, what you think overall, and how horrible. Share your trauma. Because anyone who went for this trophy, you have a fucking story. Yeah, see you for. Oh yeah, as for what I'm doing here next, the next two on the list is either going to be two very interesting ones. One, it could be Duck Dynasty on the PS3. I finally got my hands on it after many years of wanting it, and I decided to go for it. That was an experience. And the other, and again, equally interesting one, High Guard. I got to platinum for that before it went down. I started because I was just interested in something, because I was keeping an eye on it. I thought it was only fair to play it. And then I was like, I don't want my trophies to be stuck at like 20%. And then I just got it. They'll be fun ones, but they'll be a lot more pleasant, mostly. Anyway, thank you for watching and see you for the next one. See you for the next platinum. Finally done with that one.